Well, it says I'm live. Am I live? I don't know. There is no special intro. A little bit early. Sort of on the fly type of thing. I wanted to get in here and do a live stream. I'm going through the last leg of my journey. And so, how is everybody? Everyone, all of God's children. Welcome to this. But anyway, it's here. It says it's live. We should be working. Um, anyway, so today I've got. So okay, I gotta tell you guys. Those of you who were there last night, for some reason, why is my comments coming up? Section, I see nothing. Oh, Angel talked to you about. Hey, how are you doing? Angel, I've missed you. How are you? I'm glad to see you stopping by. I hope all is well. And it is good to see an old friend. Thank you for that. It means a lot to me. Uh, I hope you're doing really great. I have a really funny story about your channel in my timeline the past year. How I don't know. It's just your channel is it's great. You meant a lot to me, and yes, I'll talk about that later. But thank you for stopping by. The White Rabbit, how are you? Jujubee, how are you doing? Shayla, how are you? Guys, I am driving right now, so I will get in trouble with the White Rabbit if I start reading out comments. Melmac, how are you doing? Squad Bob, hey buddy, yesterday actually I talked about you. You had given me a point of reference that I did research about the Moscow, there being like a cult there, and yeah, I talked about you for a long time. I was like, yeah, this is Squad Bob got in the chat. He said something about this, and I like thought about it to look it up, and here's what. So anyway, guys. This morning I was listening to another creator. Hey, Tammy Davis, how are you doing? I sound like a helicopter. Well, it's because I'm in the Marines, on the interstate, and talking over my phone. Let's see here. Let me see if I bring my phone close. There it is. Let's see. Oh, hang on here. I can't do that. You're not allowed to touch your phone while driving. So anyway, right. What I wanted to say was, another creator got me thinking about this. So, we've been talking about this Idaho 4 thing, right? Well, the creators was talking about AirTags. How they about them in the news and how people use them to track you, right? And real quick, guys, I want to go back and say last night's stream, I absolutely loved it. It went twice as long as I thought it would. But man, I started getting a little freaked out. Like, I got a little scared myself last night. I started reading more. I didn't know that the actual River Killer had been caught. I was reading about him. Started going back over the Ted Bundy stuff. And, I know that right now, for those of you, there's been a lot of talk about the Idaho 4, the Moscow incident. Is that a serial perpetrator? And I think it's too early to say, but it's just like, man, like, those people, the mind, these people is absolutely terrifying. And I got into the chat files, and that's what really got me freaked out. Like, you guys remember last night when supposedly that was a picture of this, what's her name? Maggie, through the bathroom window and stuff. And I started thinking about it. I started looking, going back and forth, and I was like, and then somebody put it on Twitter. It was a screenshot from something else that was from 4chan, and I was like, man, this is just 4chan. They found the buffalo that did the super pew pewing, They knew the Uvalde guy. They found a connection between those two. 4chan is really an amazing group of sleuths, which I would send any of y'all over there to try to get into that. 4chan is the Bermuda Triangle of the internet. But anyway, here I want to make sure. I'm gonna look down real quick. Everybody can hear? Hey, Savannah, how are you doing? White Rabbit, is there something like you can't hear me or something like that? Text me, let me know. But anyway, so going back through this stuff, it was, I don't know, I got a little creeped out last night. And then when Creator Today was getting about AirTags, and it was, I mean, I think today it was Mountain Girl this morning. And I like, there's been talk about, like, there was, like, somewhere, maybe it was Chicago or something, where somebody was, there a group were stealing cars. They were part of, you'd valet your car and somebody drops an AirTag in their trunk or something. They were able to follow these people home. Well, that's not how AirTags work. But they work the same way as, like, the Tile or, like, the Smart Things. These things have been around for a while, okay? It's that they're real popular, that now they've become a national sensation that's easy to pick on, right? And what got me about her stream, Mountain Girl stream, was that she was talking about these things. The underlying terminology here is digital surveillance. All right, now we all do digital surveillance. Whether you go on somebody's Facebook page, whether you have digital cameras at your house, security cameras. You have, what is it? Nanny cams, all these things. All of that is digital surveillance. This is not new. And, like, if you have OnStar in your car, there are videos about how to remove OnStar. People really, you have a right to privacy, and you should enjoy right as much as you can. If you choose to love that right by participating in things like cell phones, tracking tags, GPS things, that's fine. If you find that it outweighs the protections you have, then go for it. Right? Free country, have fun. Shouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. But your phone is tracking you everywhere you. My buddy Grimm's Bar, the guy is an absolute genius. He did a deep dive into a lot of Twitter stuff, and this was before the Elon takeover. And he found out, like, Twitter, their app, they collect more data than, like, anybody else does. They have no idea how to use this data. But they have, every time your phone gets on a Wi-Fi signal, Twitter knows where you are. Okay? So that's, like, you'll be, like, sometimes your friend will be taught something, or they just look something up on their phone. Like, who won the 92 World Series, right? And then you look up on your phone next time, and you have ads for memorabilia from the 1992 World Series, but you weren't the one who looked. What happens is that they ping where you are, and they know an IP address. You're sharing the same IP address, and so that's where they're getting the ads to. That's why, like, VPNs are so important. All right? If you want any type of privacy, especially Christmas time, if you don't want your house to know what you're looking for online, you need a VPN. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. It's kind of the whole thing about security and privacy and everything, though. So the thing that got me about with Mountain Girl's stream was, I was like, she was talking about, like, she's just realized about AirTags, like that, like how easy it would be to track my. Well, here's the thing: you can buy a GPS tracking unit for $50, and it's magnetic, and you can stick a car. They sell them as a service to people with teenagers. You can do live maps of where your car is, how fast it's gone. You do all this stuff. So AirTags are this new thing that created this market being exploited by a potential criminal. It's always been there. And I kind of, if I remember, I'd like to talk about a little bit like what you do to protect yourself. This is VPN, but I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. Well, I want to get back to focusing on the Idaho war. So we all know that we're shocked almost that there has been all these Ring doorbell cameras, all this footage from this, but at the same time, that is digital surveillance. That's the same thing as like an AirTag ring. Cameras on the wall. When I was in college, I would be turning those cameras off. I'd be like, no, you can't watch me. What did I do? I don't want this coming 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I don't want, a conversation, man, somebody else says something bad and attribute that to me because, the sounds more or whatever. It's not worth it, right? So, I understand they not having them there cosplay, but what gets me is the food truck, right? You're seeing the food truck surveillance. The food truck surveillance is another form of, digital surveillance, right? This is something that gets me, is that, when about these, these smart devices that follow you and track you and whatnot. And by the way, you can be tracked by anything you download. You can have apps track you. That's the thing. During the big lockdown, Tennessee, the governor was looking at. He asked everybody to stay indoors and to travel, right? And he was going to expand thing if people didn't. He was going to make it an official executive order. Excuse me, I can't say my words right now. He was going to make an executive order if people didn't voluntarily do what they were asked. Well, he did it on a Thursday. On a day, he made the executive order. He said over the weekend we saw that people weren't staying. They're out driving on the interstate, on the roads, and everything else. And they asked, "How did you find out?" He said, "Oh, well, apps." So it was like third-party apps. They would sell your information for this type of surveillance. Menstrual cycles. Dude, what's up with that, right? You don't read your terms of service. You just automatically think you're protected. So anyway, anything. But the Twitch cam, the food truck, he had a Twitch stream going on, which we're streaming on Twitch right now. By the way, I need 3 more subscribers on Twitch to get to I forget what it is, and I get I'm on the next level. I don't spend a lot of time over there. Sorry, I wanted to do a lot of gaming over there, but I don't have time for anything. Anyway, guys, the Twitch stream, a well-organized serial event creator could be watching stream. They know this truck's right down from where the girls are, right? All they have to do is just. Because I'll tell you, here's another thing. You get in your car, you start it up, and your iPhone will say that gives you a recommendation of how long it'll take you to go to work or to whatever place it is that you normally go on those times. You are a creature of habit, whether you like it or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just a creature of habit. And I was like, okay, that would make sense. No, like in the morning, he'll say, "Oh, hey, it's a 7-minute drive. Got some route to Chick-fil-A today." I'm like, why? Why is this telling me this? I've accepted it, and I don't care anymore because I'm always live, right? So I mean, you kind of always know what I'm up to. This surveillance camera. I mean, it's a lot. You can watch and see when they walk by. You know, if every night by there to get a coffee. Their habits are habits. It's that easy for somebody to find out when you're going to be home. Is that not a deep thought there? You don't need something intricate. You don't need an AirTag that can be traced back to the person. You don't need a smart tab. You don't need to test device that you find. You don't have to be in crowds. All you have to do is you be sitting in the library using computers. And which, by the way, guys, as someone who has spent a lot of time in library using their computers, you don't want to use their computers. It's just up for the hobos to go and hang out between soup fields. Anyway, those people are sitting there with these live streams. You have no idea where they are, what they're doing. There's no back to it, and they have an eye on your life. Okay. So when we start talking about like a serial killer or something, running them around and doing all this stuff. And guys, I know I'm not saying the simple words because that's tubes don't like the simple words. But to have these people, I mean, you don't have. There's nothing intricate anymore. There's nothing about like seeing if a car is following. A car doesn't have to. You can get on your state highway patrol. If you go to Tennessee Department of Transportation right now, you can get on all their cameras and you can watch it go by. And eventually you'll see my car. You'll see my car on one of the cameras. I'm driving on because I'm there right now, and I've got Christmas lights on. There you go. I told you guys right where I am. Think about that. That's how we've given up all sense of privacy and all sense of security. And we gave up all that stuff. Goes back to the Patriot Act that has to be renewed every year. A lot of this stuff, it goes back to just, I mean, you talk to your grandfather and told him, I mean, you wouldn't talk to I just talk to anybody over 70 and ask them about, like, why on mob movie always talking on payphones? Stuff like that. And they'll explain to you why, because wireless phones, anybody can, it's a free signal going out. Courts have ruled they can listen in on those. If they had we call them hackers, but I mean, that wouldn't even be the correct term anymore. A radio hobbyist could get in and decode this stream. Essentially, that's what you're doing. You're listening to me on decoder. I'm sending out bits of information when I talk. And a decoder in your hand is letting you know that if you go on the T-Dot website and you saw the Christmas lights on Scar, that's me. So, like, this is one of the things I want to go back to. And the reason why, let me go forward, let me go back, and then we'll go forward again. So, the reason why I'm doing this is because you know, there's a lot of speculation, and people race. The minds are racing on this case. It is a very interesting case. It's very shocking to the sense. All right, and we can't stop talking about it and thinking. And nobody wants this to become a case. I want to find this and as much as anybody does. And you know what? We can start dedicating streams to being more of an investigative. You know, what are the facts, right? And that's where I was going to go back to is that that's what I focus on is facts. And the Moscow police said if they have not released something, then don't believe it because they did everything before they release it, and then we release it. It is a fact, okay? A fact being that this will be what will be put into against the person that they're looking for. A statement that will be given in court for the truth of the matter asserted. The only way you get hearsay is that it's facts, right? Excuse me. I'm thirsty. I had to get that Diet Pepper. Yeah, this is, you know, it's creepy. It's a weird thing, and we've given this away to everybody. You'd be surprised. I mean, well, I guess that's something to you. It's like if you get on Facebook and you look somebody that you aren't in personal contact with, you'd be amazed how much information you'd find. I mean, guys, it's ridiculous what y'all put on Facebook. No, don't do it. That's the whole thing. Don't do it. And this is, this is where I want to go. I said go forward, then back, forward. I want to go forward now. It's like, so when you think about this, what if this guy was, instead of hiding in the bushes, everybody loves to think there's a man in the trees, right? There's someone with binoculars. It's like a 1970s Starsky and Hutch type stakeout. No, man. On a phone they bought at Walmart. All right? This is a burner phone. This is somebody that looks like everybody else. This is somebody that's hiding. You don't have to. The best way to hide today is to be in plain sight. Nothing nefarious about all this stuff. There's nothing sneaky. We're getting it all away. How many of you put on your Facebook your birthday? Oh my gosh, now you got your name, your birthday. All it takes is somebody, and they're not doing this right now while I'm talking. There's somebody that continues to punch in 4 digits, because it's the last 4 digits of your social security number, and they can take out a credit card in your name. It's your name, your birthday, your town you live in, all the 3 things you put on Facebook. You shouldn't. Don't put where you work. Don't put where you go to school. I mean, what you're doing is you can't blame somebody is at this point following you or looking up your stuff. You're get to them. You are writing it out. You're putting it in a self-addressed stamped envelope, and you're mailing it to them. We are that open of a society, and it's that scary. If you belong to a church, they'll put out, the membership roster. Think about this. A few years ago, I mean, what was it? I don't know. Phone books, right? Everybody's number was in the phone. You had to pay to have your number not from the phone book. You had to pay like $3 a month. Does that not sound crazy today? But you know what? Wouldn't you? I would pay $3 a month if the name and address is never anywhere. Wild, right? I mean, what if the way we are today? What if like everybody's cell phone number? What if the phone book had all the information that you get from Facebook? Matter of fact, I'm surprised there's not a Facebook. People that to you say, hey, there's all their Facebook. Here you go. Just want to. It's easier than it is to try to guess, whatever they got to figure out now. Talk about AirTags. There was a dog that was at this residence that was left unharmed, right? One of the girls, her friend now has it. Go look up accessories AirTags on Amazon, and half the things you find are dog collars or cat collars. They could put their own AirTag on there, and a person can get in there and find information. Or smart tag or file, or I don't know. I looked into file a GPS tracking collar for our coon dog because she thinks I was not going to listen. She's not going to come back. I mean, dude, it's just signals. It's dots and it's just ones and zeros through the air. What I'm amazed at is, remember back a few years ago, the Summer of, right? We had all the riot and everything. I'm sure that's a word that tubes don't like. Gosh, guys. Guys, if you'd like to become a member, please do. Because I do not get monetized anymore. Anyway, during then, big thing was take pictures of people's licenses. Now, I always thought your license was secure with the state, right? I mean, if I look at my license plate, I can't get my registration number, even though it's technically public information. What I found out back then was there were people that were working for state DMVs, whatever else, that supported the political ideology of these protesters. They would let people know whose license plate. So you drove through a protest thing. A lot of times, you're in fear of your life. I'm going to say now, I don't blame anybody who went through a protest when they're surrounded, people are pounding on, stuff like that. You got your family in the car, you got your wife screaming, the kids crying, your dog barking. Only thing you can think of is, oh God, I got to get out of here and you floor it. Okay? People shouldn't be street. That is the honest goodness truth. That's the sidewalks. But they take pictures of their plate, and then they put their information out there publicly, and then they tell social media to go after their jobs. And you never hear anything about has states cracked down on that. Like, is that a crime if a state actor gives away that information? And I don't know an answer for it because, like I said, technically it should be public information. Unfortunately, we live in an age where extremist bad actors. One, it seems like we have more of them because we have so many outlets to watch this stuff on. YouTube's covered with the Idaho 4. Twitter, completely covered with it. Reddit, oh my gosh, Reddit has lost their mind over it. Hang on a second, I'm seeing where I gotta get off here in a second. But I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Here, some of the Idaho 4. Oh yeah, social media. So if there's more actors per se, but there's and actors is an ambiguous term I'm using. So it's the perpetrator or perpetrators involved in Idaho for all of your street punk, protester, the whole, throwing, I don't know, doing flash mob into Apple stores, grabbing his phone. I mean, all those phones are tracked too, by the way. So the police break their hangout. I mean, stupidest thing in the world. It doesn't stop them. Here's the thing that gets me is people want to blame like, oh, social media or something like that, or so bad. They want to say like social media is making people bad. No, I just mean the majority of that statement. What happens is that all this stuff is now visible to everybody. So this was, in the 90s, I guess, before Al Gore came along and invented this wonderful invention we're on. All of this would have been, you wouldn't have heard about it, or you heard a blip about it, or you've had some like news channel, there'd be like a Lifetime movie about it or something, right? Uh, so yeah, you are inundated with it. The thing is that there are some people, and this is, I think, a lot of the stuff with writers and stuff like that, that they stream out. They're actors, and they're acting up to be seen. I don't know if there are more of them now. I know that social media is creating these people. Evil has always existed, and evil can take many shapes and forms. That's why you have to always, like I say, you have to watch out for the boogeyman, and you got to be careful out there. Hang on a second, guys. I'm getting a lot of traffic, a lot of rain. Let's see here. Now this is in hang on, I think I'm missing my exit. Oh no! No, I'm not missing it. You have to win, and not just with everybody. Twitter's the biggest, I don't know. It used to be. It's getting a lot better. Twitter is so much better. I can't even. As a matter of fact, Twitter, I now have a community over on Twitter. I'm going to do a deal where you join my local, which is the experts on locals.local.com. And I know I've been collecting those lately. It's because I'm in the hospital a lot. I can't stream. I can't stuff up. But if you join locals, I'm going to give you I'm going to access. You also will have access to the community I have set up on Twitter, which is going to be the same way. Same type of community. We can talk with friends and everything else. You guys, the best chat. I know it's the best on YouTube, on any of the tubes. So anyway, we'll be over there, continuing the conversation. That's going to be an extra perk. And right now, in the month of December, I believe if you type in Merry Christmas, or maybe if you just type in Christmas, you get a free month of membership on local. I'll be doing my sugar on a members-only stream over there here this week, actually. And the sugar cookie recipe is incredible. Anyway, back on. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, hold on. That's not what I want. Oh, sorry. I just crossed the white lines. I focus on driving. It's just hard to. I need some new windshield wipers. And when you find out you need new windshield wipers, when you're driving. But windshield wipers are expensive. It doesn't rain that much. So, what can I say? and I'll pull off here in a second and be able to focus talking to y'all. But the whole thing is just I don't know. I don't want us to go down. You know, you always talk about going down the rabbit hole. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's you ever see that game in like parlors and stuff called Whack-A-Mole? I think it's Whack-A-Mole now. I think that's what we're at. And all these little little animatronic gophers are popping up, and you're trying to whack them over the head with a hammer to knock them back down. I think that is what we're at now. It's not a rabbit hole. It's a whack-a-mole table because there's so many different holes people go down. And there's so many different, for lack of a better term, conspiracy, which I hate that term. I never said it before, and I hate using it. But it's one of those things. It's just there's so much confusion. Really, is what I'm looking for, I guess. Hang on a second, guys. If I remember tomorrow, I'll get footage and I'll put it on local. I will drive by the body call sign. Well, I know where it is. No signs for it, but I just drove by where the sign would be for it. All right, hang on a second. Still, let's see. Man, I hate rain on blacktop worse than anything. The road lines in the road, they need little reflectors every so many feet. Well, it's a lot better now, though. I can hear a lot better. This car is loud because of my Christmas lights. Yes, I am Clark Griswold, and yes, I have Christmas lights on my car. It's on the roof. It's on the roof. So, let's see here. The heat, too. Gosh, it got hot in here. Alright, guys, I'm pulling into a parking garage. Which, that's just worse. Watch me lose stream. Oh. I thought the all come down my car. It may do it if you don't move. Oh man, it's 6:30 at night. Why are so many people coming into the project? Watch, I'm gonna have to park on the roof with no cover. All right, let me go back here. Hey, Memento Mori, you. True Crime G, how are you doing, Deb? There that he's safe. Uh-oh. Yeah, it sounds that bad. I'm sorry. Does it sound better now that I'm not driving? Alphabet, how are you doing? Yes, as Miami says, please hit that like button. Anyway, do I sound any better now that I'm not driving? Can we tell? Or am I just on a bad thing? You know what it could be? My phone's hot. Let me unplug it. So the iPhones, these new ones, I found out that they get a little hot, and they make fans for them, cooling fans, while you charge. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get a cooling fan because this sucker gets hot when string. Let's see here. Now, okay, so I have parking, but I want to be closer to the door. So I'm a lazy American. It's how we do things. Oh, perfect. The car just pulled out. If that's a handicap, I'll be upset. On the third floor, there shouldn't be handicap spots, should there? That was a handicap spot. see here. I was gonna take these people to get out. Anyway, the indecipherable message from the future is a bit louder. Okay, thank you, Savannah. Not as bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Now, of course, you can hear my clicker. Oh, great. I love it. They sit down in their car, and then they take their foot off the brake. They realize they are teasing me in the parking lot. So, anyway, was one of the things I wanted to ask you, and I said, I'll come back to this, is you guys, do y'all worry about being tracked through your phones or your car tracking you, something like that? Is that something you've ever thought about? And do you take any steps to prevent that from happening? And because I'm going to say, really, I think the only steps you can do is, you get a burner account, or you're going to have to keep your phone in a Faraday bag, like cage type thing, for a long time. My gosh, I am absolutely up on the roof now. I'll be looking for a easy place to park by the door. Man, I gotta take a spot. Oh, here's a spot. Yay! So now I can chill out. I'll talk to y'all. I can read the chat. Talk to y'all. White Rabbit is happy to know I'm driving. I think it says don't get a handicap spot. Yeah, I didn't park in it. So you should be. Yes, you're right. Never have to worry about parking with special tag. That is true. Squaw Bobby. Okay, the Christchurch cultishness I've mentioned just to show the patriarchal men culture of the area. If a pretty young thing gets aligned with Moscow, Idaho men, trouble is brewing. Squaw Bob, that's what I needed to last night, man. That's what I was talking about. And I was trying to read an article. It was in the Daily Cause, so it went down so many rabbit holes, whack-a-mole holes, that it messed me up. But it's yes. When you first put that up on the Reddit, I didn't understand it. I was like, this is something I'm going to have to look up. And of course, I forgot. And then recently, I was just able to pick it up. And yes, it is the church stuff is what they're talking about. It's a very, very conservative church. And I don't know. I don't know if they have any type of influence yet. I mean, the article I read was from September 20th. But one of the things that you think about is how far are they if they're built place, right? Because they were just bought the land or something in this article. So they're built place, and there's a lot of outside people, a lot of workers, and this just adds to the mystery of things, of what could be happening. Let's see here. I didn't mean to do that. My body makes me special. It makes Wolverine special too. If you're a fan of the X-Men, if you don't own a new car, yes, Miami Splash. If you don't own a new car, any electronics, you might stand a chance of not being tracked. That's the thing with people. They were, during the whole Summer of Love stuff. That's the whole deal with hoodies and everything else. But even then, during the pandemic, everybody had a problem. They all used the face recognition to get on the phone, right? I don't. Other people do. Face recognition, it was mask can't recognize you. Now the new deal is that it can recognize you with mask on. Is that not just wild, freaky stuff? I mean, it is for me. That's also a thing for me is, I don't do the fingerprint, and, I do a pin to get into my, and the thing is that's if you ever are concerned, I've read enough articles where cops do crazy stuff, and they will ask to look at your phone. I don't want a cop looking at my phone because maybe I took a screenshot of something. It was a political ideology they don't agree with, or maybe maybe because I'm such a perfect specimen of man that I have full nude pictures of self, and I don't want the police to have that responsibility of perfectness and having to live with that the rest of their lives. Uh, so I mean, I'm for them. If a cop ever asks for the phone, I'm not gonna. You don't have up your pin, but if it's your face recognition or a fingerprint, they can get that from you. And it's funny. It's all these little steps that we do in our lives is whether or not we uh, what we are to give up that we don't have to. And this, yes, man, I know you got a CRV. We've talked about that one a lot. Um, and with this instance, was the Idaho people. Uh, that is such a easy to focus on realization that a guy could have been there watching on a taco truck, whatever food truck was, and saw his victims. Between their Instagrams and their stuff on the street camera, the the food vendors. I mean, man, they have an idea timeline of when things are happening. It's not that hard. It doesn't sitting out in the cold, the Idaho cold for all this. That said, I also want to say, so last night I saw that is Brian, he had an interview or something like that. I just saw like some of the notes from it. Talking about, I left my notes at home. Is it Madison? Was she the one? What's the one? Garcoles? Is that the last name? Zana, maybe? Or geez, man, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, said that the parents said that they could tell that their daughter in particular was maybe targeted because of the he was like the dad was like paid for the funeral. I know it happened to her. She was the way she was attacked was different. So evidently it was very, very, very brutal what happened to her. How is he more brutal one than another? I don't know. Now we talked about who is it? The guy last night I was reading about the Florida Ripper. Remember the guy who was the influence for the movie Scream? Was it Ronnie or Johnny Rowling? Was that it? He number one regular car again, love movie. Donnie Rowling. Oh, I just got a notification that rain will be stopping soon. Great. He manipulated his victims afterwards and posed them in different positions and whatnot. Is that what you say mutilated? I mean, one of the victims, he completely removed the thing that swivels on top of your torso. Boy, can you tell I'm trying to be correct here? He removed it and put it on the dresser across from it. And so it added hang on, we're in squad balls here. So as it would be such a shocking factor to whoever found her. Is that something that we're not here in Idaho? Let's hear Squad Bob. I think it was too violent a crime, though just be a crime of opportunity. The girls being pretty drunk doesn't help them. if they're being watched. Squad Bob, he just puts them in there. You may not realize how brilliant that is. So, being publicly drunk, something, you don't think, I never thought about this before. But if you're a girl, I told the story before about the White Rabbit and I, we found a girl one time. She's sitting on the stairs in a parking garage, head in her hands, sitting on that, man, just nasty steps, bawling out because she was completely trashed and she lost her friends. She was literally a free girl. And, Rabbit was like, hey, can we help you? So I was like, let's call 911. Let's go. I'm not as compassionate like he is. Because I'm thinking here, I'm like, again, in a lot of movies, and you help the damsel in distress, and there's a dragon hiding behind you, getting ready to bite you, right? So, but here's a girl in public completely trapped, and she was so easily manipulated, taken, any with her. And you don't think about that today, but easy that is to find. And you know what? A hacker find out whatever's on your smartwatch. They send signal out so many feet. They know they'd be able to watch probably your heart rate and whatnot to know what time when you fell asleep. Heck, you program what time you go to sleep on your phone. How do we know this stuff is protected? You don't. And that's her. Yay, Melissa Jane. By the way, guys, all to go over to Melissa Jane's YouTube. Check out her bank calendar stuff. It's awesome. She just put up her fourth one. She says she has a problem being in Australia. It is peak summer right now. And so the Advent chocolates are melting. What a shame. Wouldn't that be awful to think about? You had to worry about melted chocolate. But anyway, she has wonderful videos over there. The work she's doing right now, really amazing. And real fun. If you ever want to see a sample of the YouTube algorithm we all talk about and everything else, look at her shorts. On day 3, she has like 1,000, 1,500 views on each one of these, on 5 videos. On day 3, she has like 30 views. What? How did that fall out of the algorithm? Is that not crazy? Now, if you go and you think about, and this is why I said earlier, it's I really appreciate people that are members to my channel, because think about that. That's how all these people. You see some of these people, they get real hot there and you think like, oh man, they're huge YouTube. That Umbrella guy is a perfect example of it. That guy, he's 50 to 70,000 views last time I looked a video. All right, so like he does like 3 videos a day. He's making $1,500 to $2,500 maybe, or he might be making $750 to $2,500. It's a pretty broad range. To get demonetized, he's not making anything. And so this guy provided so much stuff. He's just an average guy. He's a Tennessean. He's just an average dude, and he provides so much information about Amber Heard that they talk about him in depth. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, the algorithm is they cut him off. You're talking about a huge thing. You can watch it on Melissa James. You can actually see the algorithm where it doesn't have her on there. See. My daughter graduated. Hey, Shaylin, how are you doing? Graduated from Wazoo, WSU, 10 minutes away from the University of Idaho. This one, before I go on, I want you to know I didn't know this until yesterday, and I was shocked. And it was like, man, that just adds so much to it. I mean, Idaho, I think they said 15,000 students. I figured WSU's got that many, or maybe a little bit more. uh, are right there. They got rival schools. It's got to be a party area, right? But it also has a lot of jurisdictions for people to cross over and disappear into. Towns have a small town, safe feel. My daughter used to walk across campus at 10:30, 11 at night and think nothing of it. That's awesome. And that's what, here's the thing, Sharon, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. And I wish I turned this channel into, promoting that again. Like I keep saying, you got to watch out for each other. We're a community. We're all in this rock here. But America, especially, we overcome so many hardships. We're not supposed to exist. Every time there's an election, we're going to fall apart. People like to say we're in this cold civil war. We're all this distraught and disdain and hatred, and there's no love anymore. We need to bring all that back, because you'd rather be in a society where you can look across campus. You're not going to defund the police, because police, they took those jobs. They love their communities. They love their societies. They want to make sure that their parents are protected, their grandparents are protected. They're going to protect you because you're friends with parents. You're friends with their grandparents. You're all part of this greater community, this greater good. And we're losing that. And there are evil actors that want us to lose that safety net, that feel being able to walk outside and everything's okay. And they're the ones that manipulate stuff. And, let's face it, guys. I mean, look at statistics. They do like a school pupilling, right? Yeah, that's horrible to think. But there's like a million schools in the United States. Maybe a million, sorry, 100,000. No, wait. I'll have to look that number up. It's astronomical. It's astronomical how many schools are there. Probably a million schools. That means 999 schools went home that day. Schools are still the safest place you can be in the world is a public school. But what does our media and stuff do? They like to manipulate you, because if it bleeds, it leads. And they're doing this to us, and we should have to feel this way more. As we get off our mainstream media and we find other sources, why are we finding other sources? Because we're sick of the pablum they're putting out there, because they're destroying us. And I love this. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yes, it's right. I don't think greater security is going to eliminate a passion if that's what it is. I think your term of the use of passion broader than maybe like the legal sense. Legal sense is you always talk about the heat of passion. You walk in a room, you find your wife with on top of some dude, and the heat of the moment, it's double pupilling, right? And heat of passion is a defense for first degree, off. But there's a heat of passion, like, if you're a widow, what is it, John Hinckley, right? Him and Ronald Reagan, when he asked why he went after Reagan, why he went after the president, he said because he wanted to get Jodie Foster's attention. That's some weird right there, okay? Yeah, it's security. I mean, dude, the President of the United States, right? I mean, he's got all the security I want. So, yeah, that type of passion, no. More security is not going to. All more security is going to do is make the innocent person, the person that does good every day, a cop is going to look at you. And if a cop wants to, and I've had every cop I've ever talked to, which I've talked about, I've got family members that are cops, my friends are cops, and they all tell me the same thing. If I want to make you look, see, I can. So what's keep from doing that? Mel's back driving. And you know what? I appreciate when she tells us stuff like this, because I worry about her. I'm going to go back and see if I missed anything. Yeah, my stream's messed up. All my comments have been erased. Why are all the comments gone? Because I'm on my phone. They don't like me. They're tracking me. Jim with no filter. How are you doing? I missed the live. I'm watching. I am live. Jen, I'm live. Jen with no filter. I am live. Just popped in to say hi and support a friend. Thank you, Jen. And by the way, Jen, I passed along your message tonight. I also told the angels over here the same thing that you told me. Remember, if you ever see that again, get a screenshot. But also, and we are looking out for our body. And guys, this you see somebody in the chat somewhere that's a bad mojo, type person trying to bring somebody down. Alert people, okay? Because extreme terrorists are, I don't think you can say that word anymore. See, there's another thing. Anyway, yes, Jen, and thank you so much, and very thankful, very, very thankful, and we're on the lookout too. Dragon Man, what's up? I did not think Jerry Foster was fine. No, right? I don't think you did. Oh, good. Let's see here. Man, all my comments are on, guys. I can't. I was gonna scroll back. I literally on my phone. I have like 7 comments. But anyway, Jim No Filter, thank you for that. And I'm trying to think. I don't know. But I'm at my destination. I have to go inside, and I'll tell you guys, I don't want to. This is the hard part for me. And this is the part I have to. I know once I get in, everything's going to be okay. But it's right now. This is the part that I'm having a good time. I'm at a bar, and they say it's last call, and I'm having a great conversation. All of a sudden, they turn on the lights. And it's like, what are the lights on? They're like, well, it's 3 a.m. You got home. So, but we're having a great time. It's like, we'll lock up. We don't do anything. They always think that way. But anyway, you guys are the buddies of me. You're the, and anybody who's new in the chat, I'm always this way. I'm very sappy. So please hit that subscribe. And I do try to remember everyone that I can, which is hard because I'm not smart. But you guys have really, really helped me. I can't tell you how much. I can't explain it. And if you want to know the difference in things, our great friend and moderator, Angel, Texas Jen, she notes from Friday Night Live just had, which is available to members, that's member perk, is the way I sound on Friday night, and I had a full group of people. Melissa was on there, White Rabbit was on there, Guava Ball was there, Big Papa Ball was there, Diva. I was great. But the difference in the way I sounded Friday night and the way I was Saturday was she could make it out, and I felt so much better and so much happier Saturday. And I want you guys to know, like, in my streams this week, I've kept them longer than I really thought I was going to, and it's because you have come in there and energized me, and you really do mean so much. Ballstorm, what's up? Ballstorm is in the Paris of the Mid-South, Memphis, Tennessee. It is. Hey, this is what we're always hoping for. Is wait, hold on, that's not it. That's what we're always hoping for is a fun chat. But yes, in Memphis, Tennessee, my hometown. Hey, Ballstorm, if you, I need to talk to you, man. I need to talk to you because I thought about something I want to see if you can do. And I don't want you to go out of your way or anything like that. But man, I just thought of something I want to see you do. Wow. Anyway, I wish I was with you, to tell you the truth. Um, Thank you right here for you and White Rabbit. If you need me, keeping you in my prayers, sending hugs. I appreciate you, Rabbit. Thank you so much. Um, FunTube. FunTube's what we got to go back to. But guys, check me out on Locals. The experts on Locals. Locals. I mean, I'm on every social media platform there is. If you go to it, find me. But anyway, Locals is seems to, it's a different type of content over there. But I'm going to start adding stuff up there. I may start putting stuff up. What I want in my mind, I want to do a Christmas theme, or not stream video. And this has to be within the next couple of days. So I don't know if I can get this done, but I'll put everything locals. And what I was thinking of was, I have a very eclectic and unique taste for things and eye stuff. And I was thinking, what? At one point, my channel, the listeners were 85% women. And I was thinking, man, you know what, girls? There's a lot of stuff out there you've never thought of that you would really like. And it's a great gift to get the man in your life. Or maybe a woman with lots of testosterone. I don't know. Whatever. I don't judge. A gift to get them in your life. I was like, man, I really need to put out a gift guide. Things that I have found that are really cool, really unique, and very special. And matter of fact, I'll tell you guys one thing right now. If you have a husband, boyfriend, or woman with a lot of testosterone, the coolest thing you do is see if there is a barber in your town that does straight razor shaves. And get them a straight razor shave. Make the appointment without telling them for like December 23rd or 24th. And if you can't do it on those days, do it on like New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve may be best. New Year's Eve may be the best because after they have a straight razor shave, one, they're going to walk out of there. They're going to walk in, they're going to feel intimidated and everything else. That's fine. But they're going to walk out of the place and Papa Va's making his list. Squaw Bob knows and no Slesmas. Elves only make shoes to anyone. I do have a shoe recommendation for you ladies. And I should put that up there too. I'll start putting things up, and then I wanted to do the video though describing like why I like these things. But if you do straight razor, old-fashioned straight razors for the guy in your life, or the chick with lots of testosterone, on New Year's Eve, oh gosh, that is the midnight kiss you will remember. There is nothing feels better than your face does after an old-fashioned sheet razor shave. It is the best thing in America. That's the way Doc Holly got shaved. I just watched Tim last night. He was being shaved with a razor. So anyway, that's my first little gift thing. This is what I would put on the gift guide, but I can't link to a straight razor shave. Goatee typing is hard, but you know what? You shave around the goatee. I mean, it is an amazing feeling once you're done. It is terrible sitting in the chair and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh my gosh, this person could end me. They have a razor blade to my neck." But they don't, man. They don't nick you. They've done shaved more faces than you've shaved. The guy, me, I don't facial hair. I shave once a week whether I need to or not. So, with puberty, maybe I'll start shaving. But the guy in your life, I'm telling you, ladies, and once this ends, you're gonna start figuring. You're gonna say, okay, this is what I want for birthday. I want you to have a straight razor shave. And, I need to tell this to Mountain Girl because it's a great way to knock off cobwebs. Just saying, gals. I'm saying. All right, listen, I've got to go inside. I don't have any more excuses. I'll let guys, let's hear. Ballstorm, look, if it says it, it's true. I got someone in Nashville, shaves around the beard and feels incredible. There you go. I mean, it's awesome. Uh, I'm surprised. Have you ever been to Ballstorm? Yes. Jen, no filter. You're right. Stay safe, everyone. And I'm gonna do the Irish goodbye. But love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out here. And oh, there's a rabbit again. I'm gonna call you, honey. All right. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. All the good stuff. Check me out on Twitter at Caveat Paraton. I know it's weird, but it's Elon. I gotta ask if I can get you to the expert. And I've had it for a long time. And also on is on locals.locals.com. And yeah, guys, man, keep kicking ass, right? All right.